What is going on today, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Fix It Garage. Today, we're gonna be making an air box to bring down those intake air temps on the Subaru. Let's get right to work. All right, guys, so before we start cutting anything or doing anything, here's our issue. So, as you can see, our filter is completely exposed and it's right by this charge pipe. So all the heat from this charge pipe is radiating into my intake and it's bringing up the intake air temps higher than what I would like. I'd like to see them as close to ambient air temperature as possible. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna take the metal cob air filter box that no longer fits because this is here, and we're gonna cut it, and then we're gonna modify it so we can make it a sealed box, and so we can run the plastic piece that runs from here over to here so I get more fresh, cold air when I'm driving. So first we gotta pull this intake off and then break out the cardboard. So we got the filter out. So now we need to start mocking up to fit this box back in here, and then if you look, you can see that it hits the charge pipe. So we're gonna end up having to cut most of this side off. So I'm gonna mark kind of where the charge pipe gets in the way, and then we'll break out the cardboard and we'll start doing a cardboard template before I start cutting this piece of metal. So we've marked kind of where I can see the charge pipe. So now we're gonna get a piece of cardboard and make this shape and start cutting it out until it fits flush against the frame. Okay, so I made a quick cardboard cutout and I marked kind of where the charge pipe was in line with the metal box. So now I can start setting it in here and kind of doing like a mock-up. Hopefully, we're gonna try this. Hopefully this works. So I'm gonna start cutting things with scissors till I can get it to fit. So this is a cardboard template that I've made, and I got it to clear the charge pipe. Now I need to add some material back in over here, so I'm going to quickly mock that up so I can have it come down lower, and then we'll know where I have to build to make this a nice box. So I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera, and I'll check back with you guys when I have this cardboard template all done. So here's the final template. I know it's not the prettiest thing, but it does work. And you can see it'll fit just fine around that charge pipe. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this onto the metal box, and then we're gonna cut the box out, test fit it, and adjust as needed. And then we're gonna go pick up some sheet aluminum, and we're gonna mock it up using, we're actually gonna mock up using license plates before we pick up the aluminum. We're gonna take that sheet aluminum and we're gonna bend it and we're gonna rivet it in here and make a filter box on the inside. So it's gonna look fine from the outside, but then when you take it off and look inside, you're gonna see where I've modified it so the filter doesn't get exposed to the charge pipe. So we're gonna go set up we're gonna go set up a cutoff wheel, and we're gonna get to cutting out the metal box. All right, guys, so we ended up going to the store. I picked up some sheet aluminum. So here's we picked up a couple pieces of this sheet aluminum so we can make our portion of our new air box. And I actually found a plug-in cutoff wheel here at the house. So here it is. So I just had to go pick up some new discs, and now we're ready to cut this thing. So let's get right to cutting. Okay, so it looks like in order to fit this, let's remove this carefully again. It looks like I need to shave a little bit more off this side right here. So we're gonna go ahead and take another little line out and go from there. All right guys, so checking back in. Here was our first mock-up that we made. And we had it in there kind of like that with the box. And it gave me a very nice template for what we made out of the sheet aluminum. So let's go ahead and show you what I was able to make out of the sheet aluminum. So here's what I've made so far. We need to make it a little bit better looking, but right now this fits and it bolts up nicely. So I need to adjust up here a little bit, kind of change this bend angle just so it'll clear the intercooler a little bit better. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna bend this, then we're gonna check the fitment again, and then we're gonna paint this side and wrap this side and put it in the car. So let's get back to work. Alright guys, so you guys are watching the paint dry, so here it is. Here is my new temporary air box. Now, it's not the best looking thing ever, but this does fit and it is functional. There is a gap right in here that I am going to seal up before I put it in. But before we put this in, we're going to put heat reflective tape all over everything. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the process for doing that. Alright guys, so we're actually out of tape. I really wanted to get this panel, this panel, this panel, and this panel. I want to wrap this whole thing in heat reflective tape, but we're just gonna have to settle for this right now. I actually used the tape to help make a seal inside here. It's really hard to see, but I'm actually trying to seal up this edge here. So now that we got it all built, let's go ahead and put this in the car, and then I can go test drive it. So let's get this thing in the car. Alright guys, so sorry I didn't show you the whole process for making this top cover here. What happened was the original cover no longer fit, so I made my own. It doesn't look pretty, but right now it's functional. This is only a temporary deal. I'm getting one built later. I'm not going to reveal how we're building it or what they're doing to it, but stay tuned for a future episode when the proper airbox is actually built. But this will work to get me through my first track day. Alright guys, that's going to end today's episode. I was going to take you guys for a test drive, but we actually have a bunch of ash clouds rolling in, so occasionally it's raining ash, and I don't really want to put a bunch of ash on this car. So I will update you guys in a later video about the repair and how well it went. So I want to thank all of you guys for watching. If you like what you saw, remember to smash that like button, leave a comment down below, and remember to click that subscribe button. I'm changing the subscriber goal to 50. When we hit 50 subscribers, I will do a Ask Me Anything video. So once we get to that goal, be sure to submit questions. I will, in later videos, I will tell you guys how we're going to go about submitting questions so we can get going on that. So let's get to that 50 subscriber goal, and then I'll give you guys details about an Ask Me Anything video. Well, again, I want to thank all you guys for watching, and remember that on cars like this, especially when you're getting ready for the racetrack, there's no such thing as a finished project.